So this is how Lawtown is going to differ from Womanizer, the first short film that I made back in 2011, which wasn't finished until 2014. It's being directed and filmed entirely by the Boston Dad, Darryl C. Silva, who's an award-winning filmmaker. Womanizer was my first short film. It was my first anything I put money into, I put time into, and I got shit on. While I was struggling in LA, while I was having it hard to get work, and gigs, and extra work, and PA work, and other people were cheating the system, and lying, and schmoozing, and I had to grovel at whatever jobs I was at to get whatever jobs I was able to get. And with all the education I had too. So an education means smack in life. Don't even worry about it anymore. Don't even worry about having an education, because it's not going to help you in the business. It's just lie, cheat, steal, bribe, and schmooze, and you're going to get something. And talk bad about people, because those people who talk bad about me got ahead in life, and I didn't. So, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so what's going to differ about Womanizer than Lawtown? Okay, so far, it's being directed and filmed and edited and everything by an award-winning filmmaker, Darryl C. Silva, who's so much better than myself, even as an actor. So that's one thing. The next thing is, okay, Womanizer was a drama. I made it with a feel. When I wrote it, I always write like a Melrose Placey way. And it was cut down. It was cut down from, it was at least 24-minute long piece. At least almost a half an hour from what I wrote in my screenplay. It was a short film though, but it was getting close to 30 minutes the way I wrote it. And John Barrymore wanted it at 15. I said, I don't mind if it's longer. It's fine. It'll still be a short film. But he wanted it at 15. Stuff was cut out, and corners were cut. So in the end, it wasn't all my vision. Not only because of what happened, because John wanted it shorter, because of the lousy editor we had. The editor was not good. He took all his sweet time to do it, and then in the end, my crew was telling me, oh, he was the way he was because it was a John Barrymore production. He was expecting it to be bigger, better, greater, and that was really egocentric of the guy to do. You know, John was a great director, but this other guy took all his sweet time in the world, so that's why Womanizer was not finished for several pathetic years. Another thing is time. Like I said, time, like it wasn't finished right away, Womanizer. This, I don't really care. This, I'm not in any rush to prove myself, because I am going to prove myself to be a great writer and a great producer and a great storyteller. And that's not what I've always been. People shove it up my ass that I'm not. I'm not a storyteller, I'm not a writer, I'm not a screenwriter, I'm not an actor, I'm nothing. I'm not acting in this. I can't because it's non-union. And if I put myself in it, damn, heaven knows, Sosh or all the people that hate me are going to call SAG-AFTRA, and they're going to say, he put himself in it. Get him out of the union. Hey, I'm following the rules like a little sissy boy I've always been. I've always followed the rules. I have the money to pay SAG-AFTRA. I have the money to pay my damn marksandcovery.com. I have the money to pay for headshots. I have the money to pay for this and that. And I have the money to fund my own films, too. I always have. My own money from my hard-earned jobs. Hard-earned money from my, low-level, no need of college education jobs. Like in retail, food service, customer service, guest relations, So, hey, it is what it is. Another thing that's going to differ with Womanizer and Lawtown is when we film the scenes, as the scenes come to an end, it's not just going to be blah, 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 blah. Okay, cut. No, that's what they did with Womanizer. There was no pause. In Lawtown, it's going to be blah, 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 blah. And then hold it, do some eye movements, or like exhales, if there's a big suspenseful moment or something when it's on a character that ends a scene, and then cut. Because we're going to have instrumental music in there, which Womanizer didn't. I even told my editor, put instrumental music, stock footage in there. No, wouldn't do that either. I mapped it out where I wanted it too, but it didn't happen. Lawtown will have that. Another thing is, it's not going to... I say Melrose Place. It's going to be a lot like Melrose Place. 90210. And it will be. Because it's going to feel like that. It's going to be a nighttime soap opera. You're going to have suspense. You're going to have drama. You're going to have fights. You're going to have cliffhangers. And that's, you know, Womanizer had some of that. It had one cliffhanger. The driving off at the end. That was it. But I wanted a gunshot at the end, and then we had another scene, which was cut altogether, and, you know, there would be 2 cliffhangers, and then it got cut in the end. So, Lawtown is going to have at least, if not 1, maybe 2, 3 cliffhangers, each episode mostly. Every scene, the last scenes of the episode, whichever characters are in them. Every episode will leave fans wanting more. Every act is going to end, like Act 1, boom, with a suspenseful moment. Act 2 opens up, it's going to end, boom, suspenseful moment. And it's going to be as if it was on streaming service. And then maybe sent to TV for, like, reruns or whatever. So if it had to be a half an hour long, it would be edited out a couple of minutes. But streaming services, you can have as many minutes as you want. So it's going to be, if not 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, maybe 33, 34, 35 minutes long each episode. Maybe a little less. Maybe between 25 and 30. Who knows? It's just as much as we write, we'll put in, and then we'll edit it to make it at least close to 30 minutes as possible. So it's going to have a lot of cliffhangers. It's going to have a lot of dramatic moments. It's going to be big. We're going to use a lot of props. And when I mean props, I mean props. So be on the lookout for them. They're gonna contribute to the cliffhangers. We're gonna have suspenseful moments. We're gonna have characters doing things out of the ordinary. That's ordinary in life. That, you know, oh my God, they did that. Oh my God, that happened. Wow. And you guys are gonna like it. You guys are really gonna like it. And I know big producers out there are gonna watch, and they're not gonna give a rat's ass, because I'm not a filmmaker. I'm not a writer. I'm not a producer. I'm not an actor. I'm a nobody. But in my heart, I am.